Hey guys, this is Marco from PhoneDog.com, and this is the Moto E, and it's probably on its way out from the news, but I really wanted to spend some time using Moto's latest device since it fills a market that really, well, sits all the way at the bottom. The Moto E retails for $130 off contract with no agreement needed. It only runs on HSPA 3G networking and loses things like a flash for the camera. Compared to its two brethrens on the Moto family, the Moto E is the smallest device, with a display measuring in at 4.3 inches and a resolution of only 960 by 540. So it's not gunning for any of the new flagships or even Moto G with a higher 720p resolution. What you do get is a 1.2 GHz dual-core processor, 1GB of RAM, and Android 4.4.2, and a 5 megapixel camera. Not a bad deal if you factor in the very minimal price tag of $130. With specs like this, you could expect to have a tremendously slow experience, but thanks to Moto's past experience with Google ownership, Android 4.4.2 runs flawlessly on the Moto E, just as smooth as the Moto G and even the Moto X. I have to commend Motorola for really striving on their experiences over design, but since I am reviewing this phone, I do have to look at it as a whole. It's pretty much unchanged from the Moto G. To me, Motorola took the Moto G, cut off some bits, and added slower specs inside and called it a new phone. However, they do give you a front-facing speaker, which is a huge plus for this type of category, but it is only one. But the audio quality is surprisingly clean through that one speaker. It's not too loud, so you will have a hard time filling an entire room, but it's enough to supply for a couple people to watch a video. Now onto the display. It's small and it's down on pixels, only around 278 pixels per inch, which will make some of the pixels really jump off this display, but that's only if you've moved down from a high pixel dense display, which in this price category, you probably will not be moving down. You'll probably be looking at your first smartphone. It is just a normal TFT LCD panel, so you will find that it's going to be very reflective in direct sunlight. Software-wise, you'll be really happy to hear that it runs Android 4.4.2 KitKat. This, on top of Motorola's really dialed-down software, means that you'll have one of the smoothest Android experiences of this whole price range, or really anything between this and the Nexus 5. Now, since it's only a dual-core CPU, you will have a slight delay when opening more CPU-intensive applications like YouTube or Google Maps, but once they open, those two cores seem to run them very efficiently. Battery life also seemed to surprise me. Perhaps it does have a small display, but it also is a very small phone. Batteries seem to last around 13 to 15 hours depending on how hard you use it. Now, getting rid of things like LTE and a high pixel dense display will make the phone last longer, so that's kudos to Motorola for doing that. So all in all, the Moto E is one fantastic device. For $130, you really can't beat its value. Its design will probably not wow you in any way, and the lack of LTE is a letdown. But if we learned anything from Motorola in the past, they will listen to their customers, and they have delivered with this Moto E. It's meant for people who want a first Android smartphone. This is a perfect first smartphone, period. It's small, it's compact, lasts all day, and gives you just enough power to keep up with higher-end devices. So if you have any questions about the Moto E, feel free to leave them in the comments below or send them directly to my Twitter to @PhoneDog_Marco. My name is Marco Hanna from PhoneDog.com, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.